What if I told you that the greatest victory you will ever have over your enemies is one they will never see coming? We live in a world that often glorifies confrontation. We're taught to fight fire with fire, to meet aggression with aggression, to crush our opposition, to prove our strength. But that is a lower level of power. It is a draining, exhausting game that chains you to the very people and the very negativity you wish to overcome. It makes their toxic energy the center of your universe. The greatest warriors, the most profound thinkers, the true masters of strategy, they all understood a deeper truth. The ultimate victory is not the destruction of your enemy, but rendering them utterly and completely irrelevant. It is about elevating yourself to a plane of existence where their attacks cannot reach you, where their negativity cannot touch you, and where their very presence in your life becomes a forgotten whisper on the wind. This is not a path of weakness or passivity. This is the path of supreme power, a power forged in the fires of self-control, sharpened by unshakable self-worth, and wielded with the quiet confidence of a mind that cannot be broken. Today, we are going to explore the 7 ways to defeat your enemies without a fight, drawing from the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy and the undeniable principles of self-empowerment. If you are ready to stop being a player in someone else's toxic game and start becoming the master of your own destiny, then stay with me. This is where you take your power back. Number 1. Become undeniable. Win through your actions, not your arguments. The first and most powerful strategy is to make a radical shift in your focus. Your enemy, your rival, your critic, they want you to engage on their terms. They want to pull you into a war of words, to mire you in petty arguments, pointless debates, and he said, she said drama. Why? Because in that chaotic arena, they have a chance. They want to distract you, to drain your energy, to pull you down into the mud where they are comfortable. Your mission is to refuse the invitation. Instead of fighting them, you must commit to a relentless, all-consuming campaign of self-improvement. You must become so good at what you do, so competent, so valuable, that your success becomes a deafening roar that drowns out their whispers. Pour every ounce of energy you would have wasted on anger, on plotting revenge, on replaying their insults in your mind, and channel it into your craft, your work, your character, your purpose. While they are watching you, you are working. While they are gossiping, you are growing. While they are setting traps, you are building your empire. You must create a gap in skill, in achievement, and in value so vast that you are no longer even competing in the same league. They are playing checkers while you are mastering chess. The great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, a man who faced constant political betrayal, warfare, and personal loss, wrote in his private journal, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Let that sink into your very soul. Do not become like them. Do not adopt their petty tactics. Do not sink to their level. Your victory lies in rising so far above them that you are no longer even visible to them. Let your excellence be your argument. Let your achievements be your retaliation. When you operate at this level, your success is the only statement that needs to be made. Your promotion, your thriving business, your peace of mind, your respected reputation, these are the checkmates in a game they didn't even know you were playing. You don't have to point out their failures. Your success becomes a giant, unblinking spotlight on them. They are not defeated by an attack from you. They are defeated by the crushing weight of their own mediocrity in comparison to your undeniable brilliance. You have won and you never even had to acknowledge that a fight ever existed. Number 2. Master the citadel of your mind. Starve them of your reaction. An enemy's primary weapon is provocation. Their goal is to get under your skin, to unbalance you, to trigger an emotional reaction that they can then use as ammunition. Your anger is their victory. Your frustration is their trophy. Your fear is the fuel their ego craves. It is the proof they desperately seek that they have power over you, that they can control your inner state from the outside. To defeat them, you must starve them of this fuel. You must turn the fortress of your mind into an impenetrable citadel. You must achieve a level of emotional control so profound, so absolute, that their greatest insults and most calculated provocations simply pass through you like a ghost, finding nothing to latch onto. This is the very core of Stoic philosophy. As the great Stoic teacher Epictetus, who was born a slave and rose to become a revered philosopher, taught, "It is not things that disturb us, but our judgment of things." An insult has no inherent power. A backhanded comment is just a string of words. A malicious act is just an event. They only gain the power to harm you when you give it to them, when you assent to the idea that you have been harmed. The practical strategy is to master the sacred pause. When an attack comes, a nasty email, a public criticism, a passive-aggressive comment, do not react, do not defend, do not explain. Simply pause. Take a deep breath. In that space between the stimulus and your response, you find your freedom. You reclaim your power. You become an observer of the attack, not a victim of it. In that pause, ask yourself with brutal honesty, is this true? Does this person's opinion have the power to define my reality? The answer will almost always be no. Your self-worth is determined by you and you alone. It is not up for a committee vote. It is not determined by the insecure projections of others. This lack of reaction is utterly maddening for an adversary. It is a silent declaration of your untouchable power. It tells them without saying a word, "You do not matter enough to affect my peace." They will throw their best shots, their most venomous attacks, and when nothing lands, they are left looking foolish, emotional, and unhinged. They escalate their tactics while you remain calm. They become frantic and desperate while you remain centered and composed. In the end, they are exhausted by their own futile efforts, defeated by the immovable object of your inner tranquility. You have won by refusing to participate in their emotional chaos. Number 3. Use their stones to build your throne. The alchemist's revenge. Your enemies will inevitably throw stones at you. These stones come in many forms: criticisms, obstacles, slander, and negativity. A weak person is crushed by these stones, internalizing the negativity and allowing it to break their spirit. An average person picks up the stones and tries to throw them back, engaging in a pointless and draining cycle of retaliation. But a powerful person, a mental alchemist, calmly gathers these stones and uses them to build the foundation of their throne. This strategy is about the profound art of transforming negative energy into productive fuel. It is about taking every attack, every obstacle, and every insult and using it as a source of motivation, information, and strength. This is the ultimate form of recycling for the soul. Did someone publicly criticize your work and call you incompetent? Do not rage. Do not despair. Use that sting of insult to drive you. Go back and study harder, practice longer, refine your skills until you are so masterful that no one could ever credibly question your ability again. Let their doubt be the fire that forges the unbreakable steel of your resolve. Did they create an obstacle to block your path? to sabotage your project. Do not see it as a wall. See it as a test. See it as a challenge designed by the universe to make you stronger, smarter, and more creative. Find a way over it, around it, or smash directly through it, and you will emerge on the other side more powerful and capable than you were before. The obstacle, as the Stoics would say, becomes the way. This mindset is about taking radical ownership of your entire journey. Nothing is purely negative unless you allow it to be. Every setback is a lesson in resilience. Every failure is a seminar in improvement. Every insult is a mirror, reflecting not your weakness, but an opportunity to build a new and greater strength. When you adopt this philosophy, your enemies become your unwitting collaborators in your own success. They think they are harming you, but they are actually serving you. They are providing you with the precise challenges and the exact fuel you need to grow and to achieve your destiny. They are your free, albeit hostile, personal trainers, pushing you to become the greatest version of yourself. This is the ultimate psychological victory. You take the poison they hand you, and you alchemize it into medicine. You leave them bewildered and powerless, watching as every blow they land only seems to make you more formidable, more resilient, and more successful. They are defeated by a power they cannot possibly comprehend, the power of spiritual alchemy. Seepate in their emotional chaos. Number 4. The power of strategic indifference. Erase them from your battlefield. There is a vast difference between suppressing your anger and achieving true indifference. Suppression is an active, draining process. It requires constant effort to hold back your emotions. Indifference, on the other hand, is effortless. It is the state of mind where your enemy no longer occupies any mental real estate. They are not a threat. They are not an annoyance. They are not even a memory. They are simply nothing. This is a strategy of profound self-respect. It is a declaration that your mental and emotional energy is your most valuable and sacred asset, and you will not squander a single drop of it on anyone or anything that does not contribute to your growth, your purpose, or your happiness. To achieve this, you must become a ruthless curator of your focus. Imagine your mind is a beautiful, serene garden. Are you going to allow someone to come in and plant weeds of bitterness, anger, and resentment? Or are you going to diligently cultivate the flowers of peace, purpose, and progress? Every moment you spend thinking about your enemy, you are watering a weed. You must consciously and deliberately withdraw that water. When their name comes up in conversation, you don't react. You calmly change the subject. When you feel the Pavlovian urge to check their social media, you redirect that impulse to read a page from a book or write down one of your goals. You are not running from them. You are simply choosing to walk in a more interesting, more beautiful, and more productive direction. This is not about pretending they don't exist. It's about reaching a genuine state where, to you, they genuinely don't matter. Their successes don't spark envy in you. Their failures don't bring you pleasure. They are completely and totally external to the world you are building for yourself. This level of strategic indifference is a silent, devastating weapon. An enemy wants to be the villain in your story. They crave that role. It gives them significance. When you write them out of your script entirely, you take away their entire reason for being in your life. There is nothing more infuriating, nothing more invalidating than being utterly and completely ignored, than being deemed irrelevant. A fight requires two participants. When you refuse to show up for the battle, the war is over by default. They are left alone on the battlefield, shouting into the void, their animosity echoing back at them, unused and impotent. You have won by simply deciding the game was not worth your time. Number 5. The Benjamin Franklin effect. Turn your enemy into an ally. This is the highest and most sophisticated strategy of all. It is a move that transcends the very concepts of victory and defeat and enters the realm of pure wisdom and mastery. The ultimate way to defeat an enemy is to eliminate the enmity itself, to transform the person from an adversary into an ally, or at least a respectful neutral party. This strategy is famously named after Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers. When faced with a political rival who disliked him, Franklin didn't confront him. Instead, he asked to borrow a rare and valuable book from the rival's personal library. The rival, flattered by this show of respect for his collection, agreed. Franklin returned the book a week later with a warm thank you note. From that day on, they became lifelong friends. The psychology behind this is brilliant, and it's known as creating cognitive dissonance. We justify our actions to ourselves. The rival had to reason, why did I do this favor for Franklin, a man I thought I disliked? I must actually like him more than I thought. His actions changed his beliefs. To apply this, find a way to ask your enemy for a small, simple favor. It must be something they can easily grant, and it should ideally relate to their expertise or resources. By doing so, you are not showing weakness. You are showing respect for their knowledge, taste, or position. You are giving them an opportunity to see you not as a threat, but as someone who values them. You allow them to rise to a higher standard of behavior. Another powerful approach is strategic generosity. Do something unexpectedly kind for them, with no strings attached. Publicly praise a small success of theirs. Offer a piece of helpful information that benefits them. These actions are deeply disarming. They are prepared for a fight, not for grace. Kindness from an enemy forces them to reevaluate their entire perception of you. This path requires immense confidence and a complete lack of ego. It is the move of someone who is so secure in their own self-worth that they can afford to be generous and gracious, even to those who wish them ill. You are not just ending a conflict, you are potentially gaining an ally, turning a negative force into a positive one, and demonstrating to everyone watching that you operate on a higher plane of emotional intelligence. You haven't just won the battle, you have. Number 6. Give them the rope. Let their own character defeat them. Some enemies are so consumed by their own arrogance, their impulsiveness, their dishonesty, or their negativity that the most effective strategy is to simply step back, get out of the way, and watch their self-destruction. This is not about passivity. It is about the strategic patience of a grandmaster who knows their opponent is about to make a fatal, unforced error. Your task is to observe and understand their character flaws with cold, detached clarity. Are they lazy and always cut corners? Are they dishonest and take credit for others' work? Do they have an uncontrollable temper that erupts under pressure? Once you identify their primary self-destructive pattern, you simply allow them the freedom and opportunity to indulge it. As the saying goes, never interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake. If a rival is known for taking all the credit, give them a project with enough complexity that when they inevitably try to claim it as their own, their ignorance of the crucial details will be exposed under questioning from superiors. You did not expose them. Their own dishonesty and lack of preparation did. If they have a volatile temper, you remain impeccably calm and let them erupt in front of important people. You don't have to point out their instability. They will broadcast it for all to see. This requires you to have clean hands and a clear conscience. You are not setting traps. You are simply refusing to save them from the traps they eagerly set for themselves. You must resist the urge to intervene. You must resist the urge to say, "I told you so." You must resist the urge to gloat. Your victory lies in your silent, patient observation. When they inevitably fail, when their bad habits finally catch up with them, and their reputation lies in ruins, they will have no one to blame but themselves. They cannot make you a martyr or a villain, because you did nothing but watch. You are the silent witness to a downfall that was written in the stars of their own character. This is a quiet, clean, and devastatingly effective form of victory, achieved by harnessing the natural consequences of their own actions. Number 7. Live an epic life, the ultimate silent victory. Finally, we arrive at the grandest strategy of all, the one that encompasses and elevates all the others. Simply live a great life. Live a life so full of purpose, joy, growth, and meaning that the existence of your enemies and their petty dramas becomes an insignificant, almost laughable footnote. Your happiness is the ultimate form of defiance. Your peace of mind is an impenetrable fortress. Your relentless personal growth is a victory that compounds every single day. While they are stewing in their own bitterness and resentment, you are learning a new skill, traveling to a new place, building deep relationships, pursuing your passions with vigor, and experiencing the richness of a life well lived. This is the ultimate perspective shift. The conflict with your enemy is not the main event of your life. It is a tiny, irrelevant sideshow that doesn't deserve a ticket. The main event is your purpose, your family, your health, your community, your journey of self-actualization. Focus on your own garden, water your own flowers. You cannot control the weeds that pop up on the other side of the fence, but you can cultivate a garden so beautiful and vibrant that it commands all of your attention. Practice gratitude daily for what you have. When you are truly fulfilled, when you are deeply engaged in the act of building an epic life, the actions of small, unhappy people lose all their power. You see their animosity not as a threat, but as a sad reflection of their own inner poverty, and you feel not anger, but a distant sense of pity. This is the final unanswerable victory. You win by making the game itself obsolete. You don't need an apology from them. You don't need them to admit defeat. Your vibrant, flourishing, and meaningful life is the only statement you will ever need to make. It is a testament to your power that is silent, beautiful, and absolute. So, these are the 7 ways, 7 paths to a higher form of power. Notice the common thread. None of them require you to lower yourself. All of them require you to rise. True victory is not about engaging in every battle you are invited to. It's about becoming so strong, so centered, and so focused on your own magnificent path that you transcend the battle altogether. Your greatest power lies not in your ability to fight, but in your ability to make the fight completely and utterly unnecessary. So I have a challenge for you. Don't just let this be another video you watch. Let it be the start of a new chapter. I want you to pick one of these 7 strategies, just one, and commit to practicing it this week. Whether it's mastering your reaction, focusing on your work, or showing unexpected kindness. Take your power back, one conscious, deliberate choice at a time. If this message resonated with you, show your support by hitting that like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications for more strategies on building an unbreakable mind and an unstoppable life. And in the comments below, I want you to tell me which of the 7 ways you are going to put into practice first. Declaring it is the first step to mastering it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, your victory is not found in their defeat. It is found in your rise. Go out there and become undeniable.